Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and I'm back again with another really interesting video about Rust. In this video guys, we are going to learn the data types in Rust. So without wasting any time further, let's get started. So first thing first guys, in case of Rust, you don't really have to specify any data type, and that is called as type inference. So as you might have seen in my previous videos, what we just used to do is declare the variable like let x equals to 100, and then all you have to do is println the macro, and then let's say x equals to the placeholder and then comma x, right, and semicolon after all the statements. So if I just simply run this code guys, you will see that the value of x is going to get printed, and here you go, you can see the value of x is printed, and x is obviously integer, right? So this is called as type inference, where without specifying the data type, automatically your variable will have the data type. Okay, so automatically here we can see that the variable x has taken i32, or we can say an integer with 32 byte memory as a data type. Okay, but what if I don't want that, right? What if I want strong typing? By that I mean is that you don't want anyone to just assign anything to a variable. So I want that this x should only contain integer variables, and that too with 32-bit. So what can I do to prevent that anyone can assign anything to it? I can actually declare this variable with a data type. So first of all, learning about the integer data type, you can do something like this, colon, and then specify the data type i32 and equals to 100. So now if I do run, you will see that the same value is printed. Just in this case, you can see that we have specified that the x variable can only have an integer with 32 byte value in it. Okay. Now, we know that this is how you can specify an integer variable. But what is this I and what is this 32? So first thing first guys, I basically means that x can be an integer. I stands for integer. Integer can be positive, integer can be a negative integer. So if I do something like this, like -100, if I assign -100 to it, you will see that this will also work. Okay. So you can see that x becomes equals to -100 is printed. What does 32 means? 32 basically means that this is the amount of memory that you will need to store this variable. So for example, here you can see that the amount of memory is 32-bit. So you can assign any integer which can be stored under 32-bit. If you want a higher value, then you can do 64-bit. If you want a further higher value, then you can do 128-bit. Okay. So basically this means that. Now we have got two types of integers in Rust. One is your normal integer, where you can have positive and negative values, and one is your unsigned integer, where you can have only positive values. So here if I do something like this, like u32, so u means unsigned. If I try to run this code guys, you will see that you will actually get an error. So cannot apply unary operator negative to type u32. Basically you cannot assign any negative integers to u32. You have to only assign positive integers because it's an unsigned integer. So it's only positive, and here you can see it works. Okay. So now we have learned about two integer data types. One is signed integers, i32, i8, whatever, and then another unsigned integer which starts with u. Okay. The next thing, floating point data type. Okay, so let's say my variable is still x, but I want to actually assign it a float variable. So for float, to denote that, we use f, and f32 basically means that you can assign a floating point variable with 32-bit. So if I do 100.0 and I try to run it, you will see that 100.0. Okay, 100.0 is not printed. Let's say I do 100.1, because I think dot 0 is just getting here. So yeah, here you can see that after decimal, because it was 0, so that's why it was not getting printed. Here you can see that 100.1 is printed, right? This is float, but if you want to have a bigger float variable, for example, I want to show something like this. So 100.199999999, right? If I try to run this part, then you can see that we actually get a rounded value. Okay, but I don't want the rounded value. I want that the exact value should get printed. So here, instead of using F32, what I would do F64. Now I will run it. So let's see, and here you can see that the exact value is printed, because now we have stored this variable in a place where you can have more memory. So that's why you can get the more granular version of this. You store it in a smaller floating variable, then the value basically will get rounded up. Okay, so that is about floating point. Now the Rust Boolean type. So Boolean is true or false. So let's say if I do x is a Boolean variable, so bool, and this can have value either true or it can have value false. Okay, so here you can see it prints true, and if I write false, then it will print false. So this is basically your very simple. Boolean are generally used in conditional statements where we have to execute some code on the basis of an if-else condition, right? Now comes character. Okay, so let's say I want to store a particular character into it. So x becomes equals to char, and if I want to have a character storage, then I will just assign a single character to it. So a is assigned now. So, or let's assign x. So this is an x variable and its value is also x. So if I run this, then you will see that x becomes equals to x. So this character is printed, and if I write here y, then you will see that y will get printed. Okay. Now you can obviously store any character into it, so it's not really just restricted to alphabets. You can store numbers, you can store $sign, any special characters. The only thing is that you have to enclose that within these single quotes. Okay. Now we are so I will just show you one more thing. So we can obviously store numbers into it as well. So if I just write 1, then you will see that 1 will also get printed. Okay. So that is about the basic data types in Rust, guys. We have just learned about integer, floating, and Boolean and character data types. These are the basic Rust data types. And obviously you know that if you don't specify any data type, then you can still store the variables. But is it beneficial to actually specify data types in Rust? The answer is yes. The thing is, guys, that once you specify a data type, your code becomes much more secure. And the developers who are actually looking at the code also get a bit of clarity, like, yes, this X is a character data type, so they cannot store anything else in it. And it is, specific for printing characters. So this is why, guys, it's really important that we should specify data types while writing our Rust code. So I hope this video was informative for you guys and you learned something from it. If it did help you in any way, then please do not forget to like this video and share this video with your friends. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions for me, please do write down in the comment section below. I would be really happy to read them. And guys, in the end, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, then please do subscribe and hit the bell icon for future notifications of more such programming and coding related videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care and bye bye.